Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight on this very difficult day in America. It is hard to put into words what exactly we witnessed today because we've not seen this before. Thousands storming the Capitol after a rally with President Trump, during which he urged them to march on the Capitol, where a joint session of Congress was debating and working to certify the election as our democracy dictates. Instead, they were halted by protesters who smashed through the doors, broke their way into the Capitol, making it to the Senate chamber, and throughout the Capitol, overwhelming police. Lawmakers diving for cover, told to shelter in place, the country watching, the world watching what America looked like today. The mob storming the barriers, pushing through this door, Capitol Police unable to hold them back. Others smashing through windows at the Capitol. There were so many chaotic moments, the tense interactions with Capitol Police overwhelmed, members of Congress and their staffs rushing for cover, reporters told not to reveal their whereabouts. This image tonight of a man walking through Statuary Hall carrying a Confederate flag. Another startling image from inside the office of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Some trying to breach the House chamber, armed security barricading the door, keeping them out. Behind them, members were taking shelter, some of them on the floor, some told to grab their gas masks to protect against tear gas. In an empty Senate chamber, this Trump supporter at the front of the chamber declaring Donald Trump won that election. The march to the Capitol following those words from President Trump, speaking to his supporters, who he invited to Washington, saying, "You have to show strength," telling them to march to the Hill. And as nightfall approached tonight, the heavy presence, the National Guard joining local police and the FBI, the curfew now in effect. And of course, so many questions tonight. How was this allowed to happen? Where was the security? With the president encouraging these protests for weeks now. We're going to begin tonight with our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Chaos and lawlessness striking at the heart of American democracy, breaking out after the President of the United States urged an angry mob of his own supporters to confront members of Congress and even his own Vice President, who were preparing to certify the election. They stormed the Capitol, clashing with police, breaking windows, scaling the scaffolding, fights breaking out in restricted areas of the building, officers outnumbered. In the House chamber, lawmakers dove for cover beneath their desks. Agents with guns drawn, their fingers on the trigger, guarding the barricaded door.
We're being instructed to each of us get gas masks that are under our seats.
The demonstrators, some in tactical gear, were urged to go to the Capitol by the president himself.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Donald Trump lost the election by more than 7 million votes. His lawsuits were rejected by dozens of judges. But still, he told his followers that the election was rigged. And he demanded that his vice president reject the electoral votes and overturn the election in Congress today.
Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us. And if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country.
But finally, after more than 4 years of unfailing law.
Yes, my people, there is fire on the mountain. I hope all of us are observing all around the world what is going on in the United States of America. But despite what is going on in America, America still remains the greatest country in the world where we have democracy. Because there is freedom of speech. Yes. And because despite what is going on in America right now, on the 20th of January, Joe Biden will be inaugurated as the President of the United States of America. Yes. If this was in Africa, Trump would still continue to be the President of the United States. But this is not Africa because there's democracy in the United States. But America will support dictatorship, mostly in Africa. Africa, why so? They don't practice dictatorship, but they will support dictatorship in another country. But the question that remains unanswered is that will Donald Trump be at the inauguration ceremony? Because I'm doubting. If in Africa, you will never see a member of the government come in to be against the president. But in America, it's a different situation. Even his vice president is against him. The leader of the Senate, which is a Republican, said that Biden won the election. Even his attorney general resigned because Trump, he know that Trump did win the election. If this was happening in Africa, countries around the world will come in, try to maintain the president in power. But now I'm not seeing any world leader going to America to make sure stop Trump stay in power. Because they know that there's democracy in America, that on that 20th, Joe Biden will be president. America have a lot of allies around the world. Have you seen any come in to fight for Trump to stay in power? No. Because they know that there's democracy. They know that this is not Africa, that they will get in at this moment to sell weapons for us to kill our brothers and sisters because we are fighting for power. Africa, be wise. So, first of all, have you seen any country around the world coming in to support Trump? No. Stay in power? No, because they know there's democracy in America, and that day Trump must leave the office. First of all, most of the African presidents around the world, they have already called Donald Trump, Joe Biden, to congratulate him for his election, and they are already ready to work with him because they know the benefits they are getting from America. So they will not blunder right now to come in to support Donald Trump that they know he didn't win the election. Maybe Donald Trump was thinking the White House is like The Apprentice. He has been there for 4 years in the White House. He's thinking that is the show that he did. That was The Apprentice, that he would just come out and say, "You are fired." I am just the messenger. I'm sending my message. Please, don't kill the messenger. Africa, be wise. Be wise. Be wise. This is democracy in America right now. And on the 20th, Joe Biden will be president of the United States and Donald Trump will be out. But would Donald Trump be at the inauguration ceremony? And if he is there, what will be his reaction and his behavior on that day? Let's watch out and see. The messenger, the entertainer, DJ Papa Dube Mix, #1 in Africa and the world. Ciao. All the respect.